We're in the Cup Series, and I'm going to hand over to Puddin, good friend of mine, to do the intro for us. Go ahead, Puddin.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of the giggity racing world out there in YouTube world. Thank you for having me in the booth tonight, Robbie. As always, this is Puddin. Great to be up here with my good English buddy, Robbie. How are you doing tonight, buddy?
Yeah, I'm tip top, mate, and how are you doing?
I'm doing great. Couldn't ask for a better day. It is Cup Day in Giggity at two technical tracks. We have Darlington and the Glen, one of my favorite tracks and one not so favorites. I know some people out there have mixed opinions on it. We both of them technical. Brake marks, tire wear at Darlington. How many Darlington stripes are we going to see tonight? And it's hard to pass at Darlington. We'll get back into that a little bit later, Robbie. But what do you think some key factors are going to be tonight?
Tonight at Darlington, one of the factors is going to be so just quickly, Kevin Tatty, so that's K Tatty, he said, Road Core Racing, let's go boys. I'd also like to quickly mention as well, K Tatty is actually racing on a wheel for the first time tonight.
Awesome.
Yeah, he's got himself a G29 wheel and he's been practicing most of the evening. I ran with Tatty earlier, and I tell you what, some of the Cup lads are looking really, really good at the Glen, and they're looking really good at the Darlington. But back to the track, so Watkins Glen. My personal thing to do is to keep it tight. So if I'm in a Cup car, I'm going to run a slider 3 or 4 and take my pit adjustments from there. And if I'm at Darlington, then I'm going to do the same thing again, because Darlington is narrow and it is tricky. I'm expecting a couple of collisions and people, catching each other, not wrecking intentionally, but just making a few mistakes here and there until they get their tyres worn in and get themselves warmed up for the rest of the race.
And see, everybody drives different. When we go to Watkins Glen, in a Cup car, in a truck, or an Xfinity, I'm in a 7, 8, or 9. Especially in a truck, I'm in an 8 or a 9. I want that car to be able to rotate, or that truck to be able to rotate and turn. Some people like to be able to be on a point, Now, when it comes to Darlington, I will run a little bit tighter of a setup. I'd probably be on a 4 or 5, so it'd still turn and rotate a little bit, but you have a little bit more control. So that's just everybody's driving style. And we're going to see how that pans out tonight. Everybody in Giggity is awesome. That's why they're here. But everybody has a different strategy and different driving styles. So we're going to see how that all pans out. Again, these are two technical tracks, two very fun tracks, especially when you get to
stop you there quickly. That's a really interesting thing you said there. Different driving styles. Now that is going to be a really interesting thing to look at tonight, especially in the Cup Series.
Yeah, and even though you might have two different driving styles, I think lane choice is going to be very pertinent tonight, and it's going to see what driving styles it takes because to stay in that same line. Everybody knows how to drive at Darlington. They all know the same line at the Cup track. It's on how you can stay in that same line. You can't be racy. If you're going to make passes, there's a couple good passing points at Watkins Glen, turn 1, and then the chicane coming out of the bus stop's another good one. Even turn 7 right there's another good point there. Darlington, that's a different story. A lot harder to pass there. So not necessarily one-lane tracks, but pretty close to it at the same time, Robbie.
Yeah, I would say Darlington's a lot harder than Daytona and Talladega to overtake. I know on Daytona and Talladega you need people to help you to get that draft to get by, but Darlington is just as tricky. That is not a very wide track at all, and like you said earlier, the different driving styles. So some will probably choose to intimidate, and some will just sit back and wait for a mistake and pick up on that. But when they do that, when they're waiting for the mistake, that means they're waiting for somebody to drift wide or slide wide and get that inside. And they've just got to hope that that person's not going to come back down on the track, being loose and taking them both out.
And again, turns 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 at Darlington, way different. One's a little bit tighter, and then you have a little bit wider of a turn 2. So that plays into an aspect. I did have the fortunate opportunity to, when I lived in Florence, South Carolina, I lived 10 minutes away from Darlington. We went to the track, we went to the museum, and we got to take a drive around the track. And what Robbie just said too, not only is it narrow in the video game, it is narrow in real life. And that banking really is intimidating. It's something to see. Darlington, a very historical track, been around since the 50s, home of the Southern 500, one of the trademark races in the Cup Series. Darlington's an awesome place to be too, So we're going to see how everybody drives these drives to these two different tracks, and that's a different thing. When you mindset, you're turning left, you're turning left, you're turning left. And then all of a sudden you're going to go to a different track, but you got to turn left and right, which we saw
Yeah,
last night with
I
Xfinity.
agree. So what they're going to be doing first, they're going to be going left and right first, and then they're going to be, at the Darlington. So for some drivers, it's going to be a bit of a breather, and they're going to think, oh, thank God for that. And some drivers are going to go, here we go again.
And it's
From
either
one tricky track to another.
yeah, and I feel like I know your opinion on road courses. Let's take a quick fan vote out there before it starts. If anybody's watching, what's your opinion on road courses? Me personally, I wouldn't call myself a road course specialist, but I prefer them, and I'm a lot more proficient at them than I am for, say, a mile and a half. There's people out there who they won't even do them. They just won't even do it. So, yeah, let's take a fan vote for everybody out there. Like Kate Daddy said, he's excited for it. What are your guys' thoughts and opinions on road courses?
Puddin', if you could do me a favour, if you could just bring in MP Roofer to the booth, please. Yeah. Yeah, so while we're just waiting for Puddin' to sort that out, let us know what your opinions are on road courses. What one's your favourite? How you feel about each track? Which one you don't like the most? Me personally, I don't like any of them. But if I had to pick, the one I do like the most out of all of them is Canadian Tire. But
Very fun track. I think you just like to hit that jump.
Yeah, definitely. Yeehaw! Over we go. But just trying to get
the English version of the Dukes of Hazzard. Instead of doing it in a Dodge Charger, he's doing it in a Citroen.
No, not a Citroen. Not a Citroen. I'm doing it in Jaguar. In a Jaguar.
See, there you guys go. Everybody over in England is like, they don't say Porsche, it's Porsche. And you guys say Jaguar, and we say Jaguar.
Yeah, exactly. We've got Honda as well, Hyundai. We both say Ford the same. And also, the other difference is,
we all
that
say
we
Ford
spell
the same.
tyre. The word tyre is spelled different over here. We spell it
I noticed that.
Tyre.
You sent me a message the other day saying tire in it, and it said Tyre, but we all know how to say Ford. We all say it in the same language, and that's...
Yeah, I know. But, the language difference sometimes can be a little bit tricky. I'm actually just reading some messages. There's actually some nervous drivers tonight, but you guys ain't got nothing to worry about. You've been doing it all season. You've all been driving great, and you should be absolutely fine. Just run your race and do the best you can to all of you.
Yeah, best of luck to everybody out there. You guys have all the talent out there. You guys know what you're doing. We've all driven these tracks numerous times. You guys know what to do. Good luck and best wishes to y'all.
Puddin', could you try and bring in Roofer again for me, please?
Yeah, I'm trying right now.
So, if you guys can just bear with us a minute, if you'd like to go have a cigarette, or as we call it over here, have a fag, or go get yourself a cup of tea or a cup of coffee, or as some of you like the most on the weekends.
See, now you told me not to cuss, so we would appreciate it if you say go smoke a cigarette and don't call offensive language over here. Some people take offense to the F word, Robbie. So you got on me last broadcast about that W word. You can't say the F word. That offends some people now.
I can say that word because it's not a curse word. I can sit here, I can ask Siri or Alexa or anything, and it's going to say, it's not a curse word. So I'm allowed to say that. So, but yeah, let us know in the comments. Is FAG a curse word, or is it not?
It's not necessarily a curse word. It's just offensive to some people, and even so.
Yeah.
And there he is, my
Roofer!
commander-in-chief, one of them, and MP Roofer. Welcome to the booth, good buddy.
Well, how you guys doing, man? All right.
I'm even better now that we're friends. How are we not friends? I thought we were.
Yeah, I thought so too. I was looking for you on the friends list and didn't know how to spell your name quite right. And at the same time, you sent me a friend request, so that worked out perfect.
I was just gonna say, did you deleted me because I'm bald? You got something against bald people, Roofer?
No.
Just kidding. Good to have you in the booth, man. Great run last night.
Yeah, I had a good car, started on the pole, but just a little bit of caution after caution after caution. I just sat there in the back and just tried to avoid a lot of
yeah, I was doing the same, sitting at the back. We were both 2 laps down. I think our strategy was a little bit off on the pit stop in the first stage, and we both got pretty good results in the end. Towards the end of the night, I know I did. I was happy with what I got. But I want to ask you a question. So, Rufa, we was practicing with the Cup guys earlier. Now, an
Hmm.
interesting thing, you were speaking about the clutch. Do you have a G29 also?
No, I actually have a T150.
Okay, because Tatty is it's his first night on the wheel tonight, so we'll see how he does. And just go through about the clutch and what you was doing to try and save fuel.
See, I don't have a shifter, so I didn't think my clutch would actually work. But at Darlington, every time I'd go into the corner, I'd just let off the gas and mash the clutch all the way in until about halfway into the corner and just let off. And I went from being 4 laps short to having 2 laps to the good. So I guess if you have a clutch, necessarily you don't have to have a shifter to save fuel, is what I found out, anyways.
So it's fair,
Oh, look at that. A little tricky. There you go, Roofer, giving your insight there for everybody out
it's
there.
definitely fair to say, you know, if you're using NASCAR Heat 4 as a hobby, you know, just, you know, it's worth spending the money on getting those pedals, using that clutch
Oh,
and trying to save some fuel to get the wins.
I
most
don't think
definitely,
NASCAR
man.
Heat 4 is a hobby. I think it's a lifestyle, just like participating in giggity racing. It's a lifestyle, guys.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't say
Yeah,
NASCAR Heat 4 is a lifestyle for me. I'd say Giggity Racing League is.
that's the same here, man. We did have Alex, Ned, and Fat Patch was wanting to help us out. Alex wanted if you guys it's up to you guys if you know, I know we got 3 up here, but um I put them in the suggested box for you, Puddin'. If you guys did want Alex, he's one of the best in the community. Just he said he could help at Watkins Glen for just the first 2 stages or first
Yeah,
race because he has a league race after that.
yep, bring them in.
But
I don't have a problem with that.
I'd be more than honored to have Alex Stead up here in the booth. And I have gotten so much good feedback since Robbie invited me to be invited by you guys to broadcast. I love it. I love being in the booth. And I've got such great words of encouragement and nice words from you. So I thank you all. But the biggest compliment the other night that I personally had was they said we would love to hear a race with Puddin and Alex Ned. And when somebody said that, that made me feel warm and fuzzy because,
yeah,
like you said, Alex Ned is one of the best in the business. I can't be
right.
compared to him, but that'd be awesome.
Yeah. I put Puddin' in. I mean, not Puddin'. I'm sorry. I put Fat Patch in the suggested box. If you invite him in, he'll invite Alex in because Alex had to change accounts because someone hacked his. So I
Yeah,
don't
I
know
did
his
read
new
about that.
name, but
Yep,
Fat
no
Patch
problem.
does.
Yep, I
Yeah.
got Fat Patch right there. Fat Patch,
All
another
right.
DSR driver, and another guy that I've been racing with with months also. So it's not only great to be in the booth. I love commentating, but it's even better when you can be up here with people you race with and people you know, people you can bounce off of, people you can ask questions to and feedback and stuff. So with Fat Patch, Roofer, Robbie, and Alex, and myself. Not only are we going to be in for a hell of a race, guys, I think we're going to be in for one hell of a broadcast also, man.
For sure. Hey, Fat Patch, can you put Alex in the suggested box for Puddin' to invite? Because I didn't catch his new account name.
So
I
yeah,
just
like,
read.
go ahead.
Yeah, I just read like what you said, how his account got hacked.
Yeah,
That's a lot of charges I seen on there, and that I feel bad for him because everybody knows him in the community.
that couldn't have happened to a
Hmm.
nicer guy either. I mean, that's, you know, that's
Right.
Right.
completely wrong.
Yes.
Evening, gentlemen. Glad to be in the booth with everybody.
Welcome, Fat Patch.
Yes,
Are we
sir,
live
Fat.
here, or are we
Yeah, we are
on?
now live. Yeah,
Yes.
we are live.
Okay, all right, awesome. Glad to be here.
If you
Welcome,
want
Fat
to
Patch.
suggest Alex, do you know his other? I don't know his new account name. If you want to suggest
Yes,
him in the
I have
box,
it on. Yep, I
awesome.
have it on
Well,
my places already, so I will
There's
suggest
just
it right now.
a few things I'd like to go over, and that's if you got any background noise going on, you know, mute your mic where you can, and if you want to speak, then, you know,
there.
unmute it and speak. Make sure there's no cursing in the background as well, please, and do not play the broadcast in the background because otherwise we're going to get an echo going on, and it's not going to be good for the viewers. You know, they're not going to want to hear a load of noise, and sometimes the guys racing hear it, and they don't want that distracting them from the race.
Most definitely. With Robbie in, I mean, with Alex coming in and Robbie, and putting here at the first part of the race, I probably won't be talking as much as watching the back of the field and stuff like that,
Hmm.
because Alex and Puddin and Robbie, y'all do such a good job. I'm gonna probably let y'all do a lot of the announcing, and I'll just keep an eye on the drivers and maybe some of the action in the back and see how everything shakes out tonight. I think, like y'all said, it's going to be some really good racing.
Well, how about we give you the points to read out and the positions after each stage?
Yeah, that'd be
Just gonna
great,
blue
man.
screen real quick. Just be patient, please. It's gonna take me a little while. While we're on blue screen, they struggle to hear you as well. Just to let you guys know. We have been told to accept the invite, so if you guys have got invites, please accept.
Live race. That would be awesome.
Only for you, Fat Patch. Only for you, good sir. Great to have you in the
Alright, so
booth
we've got
again,
the
like we were
lobby
just talking
here.
about knowing everybody. And we all know nobody on the track. This is going to be a great broadcast. I'm excited tonight, guys.
Right, so we're off blue screen now and we're going into Watkins Glen. It still looks like they're on lap 1, so I'd say they're probably halfway round by now. Hopefully we'll caught the race early and on and see how they do. I'm looking forward to this, especially at the Glen.
One of my favorite tracks. Fat Patch and I were just talking about this the other day about how we both enjoy road courses. We'll bring it up a little bit later, Fat Patch, but you get that picture that I sent you from the Canadian?
Yeah, actually, on track, I was actually had a chance to practice with these guys a lot today, and on the Glen here was actually one of my better tracks racing with these guys. And I tell you what, a driver to look out for is RK, because he was getting better and better each lap he was putting down. He was actually hitting 108s on his last practice run.
Well,
Holy moly.
talking of drivers, we got, I do believe it's Life's a Plant is sitting on the pole, so he must have got the pole position. It's either Life's a Plant or the 24 of RJ Smitty there.
And I even got word today that I believe, I don't know if he's racing. From what I heard here, K Caddy has himself a wheel now. He actually just got it today, and he said he was going to give it a shot here tonight, racing these races, because he felt really comfortable, he felt really consistent, and he felt like he was putting in some good lap times. So I believe K Caddy's on his wheel tonight, so we'll have to see how he does on that nice new fancy wheel of his.
Yeah.
That's awesome, yeah. I've noticed, too, I'm still on a controller. One of these days, I'd like to get a wheel. Quite a few people over the last month or two, you being one of them, Fat, Boz being one of them, K-Taddy, T-Clay, all super fast to begin with, but automatically we're being a lot smoother and knocking seconds, not tenths, but seconds off of lap times with those with steering wheels. So I can't wait to be part of that steering wheel controller, guys, steering wheel with you guys. But man, you guys have all improved. Interesting to see how Teddy's going to do with it tonight.
I was
I
going
think
through the
he's gonna.
field and I see Titans here is actually in the pits, and I believe he lost connection early in the race, so that's a big downfall for Titans here.
That's
Yeah, that's
unfortunate.
unfortunate. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
really good at these road courses. Actually, it's probably one I've seen him Sonoma really do good. That's going to leave, I think, Life's a Plant, RJ Smitty probably being, two of your favorites. To me, the Glen is one of the easiest road courses on the game. Probably the funnest. But some of these guys got these road courses down pat, just like Fat Patch earlier. Even he's not a full-time cup driver, but he was outrunning everybody in practice. To me, was showing them, hey man, look, for next year you might want to look at me. That's how you get noticed. But
I was racing with Fat yesterday at a road course, and he was like, "There's no way I can beat you," and he was beating me. That is super fast at road courses. I like him, and I know he does too. Robbie, your opinion on road courses?
Yeah, I would. I'm not going to comment on that. because it's using a bunch of words that I'm not allowed to use. But I'm definitely not a fan. Definitely not a fan.
All
From
right,
what I've
guys.
seen
Like
at the
to.
Roval, you're pretty good, man.
Everybody
You
keeps
had a
telling me, oh, you're
yeah.
really good on a road course, and I'm like,
Oh,
I don't
license plate
care.
takes a
I
little
don't
glide
like
there,
them.
guys.
Right.
RJ Smitty just was able to close up on Liza Plant coming into that turn one. Sometimes people use that run up to gain speed, and other people like to keep that corner tight. Me personally, I like to try to use that rumble strip just a little bit to bounce off and turn. I don't like to use it because the longer way is not always faster, but you can't gauge the speed. If they're going into the bus stop, great. Oh, great maneuver right there. I can't see who's that in third place on RJ Smitty, though. Going into the bus stop with the high-low, but respect. There was a lot of respect right there as he passed an RJ on the inside right there. That's
Yeah,
Buck
Double
right
zero.
there.
Buck
That's
Double
Buck.
racing.
Zero's trying to make a move here
Buck's
on the
battling with Smitty, yeah.
That was
Yeah,
awesome by
good
Buck.
battle
Buck
here.
tried to make that inside pass going to that bus stop, and then we all know how you can high-low there, but he backed out of it. Again, a lot of respect with these drivers. That's what Giggity Racing offers.
Most definitely. He noticed it wasn't going to work, so it looked like he just backed right out and didn't want to force the issue. Because the
Oh,
playoffs are coming
Smitty
soon,
on the
and every
inside
point's
here,
going to
coming up to
matter.
turn one.
Who's going to outbrake who? Let's see who joins what line. Yep, right there it is.
RJ
I
makes
like
the pass on the
Smitty's.
inside.
Buck
There it is,
racing,
and
he's
Buck's right
definitely
behind him.
saying, he's like,
Oh, little
Little
contact.
contact.
Little contact, unintentional, no problem, no harm, no foul. They're sticking with it, boys. Full throttle, third gear, fourth gear, up through the S's, down through that long back stretch, 180 miles an hour going into the bus stop. Guys, this is going to be a great race.
Yeah. And even fourth and fifth are not out of the ball game back there. I mean, we got a really good three-car battle.
Oh, look right there. Oh, Plant got a little wide. Oh, he bumps Buck up to that side. We all know how difficult with that transition up there. Once you get
It's
sucked up there, it's like a
terrible.
vacuum. It's like a vacuum.
Yes, sir.
It's not good. Sorry to
It's
interrupt
not.
you guys.
No. You go ahead. That's a good point you touched on there. If you get sucked up over that apron, it hurts a lot. You lose a good second. Probably trying to get it back down. But right now, man, this top five actually is probably within 2 seconds of each other. So I mean, it's going to be a great race. Usually these road courses get spread out quick.
Yeah,
Robbie and I
I
touched
think
on that. Go
RJ
ahead.
is the new leader. Sorry, I think RJ Smitty is our new leader here at the Glen.
Yeah.
Robbie and I touched on that a little bit. That chicane, that right-hander coming out of that bus stop is a great opportunity for passing, but it's a great opportunity to make a mistake even if you're by yourself, That's one of those, I think, turn one and the last corner are very key also to the bus stop, but if you don't hit that chicane right, you can lose not tenths but seconds and positions there. And I think that's another key point on this track. I know when I have a good lap, I feel it come out of there. Not just the bus stop or turn one, but I know I'm on a good lap when I hit that right-hander perfect.
And correction on leader update, it is actually Life's a Plant is still the leader.
Yeah,
Correction
he was able to pass. He got back around
RJ.
Smitty there.
Yes,
you
yes.
see, he's getting through that bus stop really good. I mean, he's using a little bit of the dirt, but you're gonna see by the time the end of the race, it's gonna be that grass is gonna be all wore down because the dirt kind of helped you turn a little bit here, getting through them bus stops.
Oh, and Smitty
car in the
gets
wall.
loose.
Ooh.
Watching my co-broadcaster from last night, right there, Wicked Gatekeeper, he's in that 42, being smooth, he's by himself, and that's personally the best thing for you. I love being by myself on a road course. I don't care if I'm in front or behind. I want to be by myself. That's how I can gain time.
Yeah, because everybody has different breaking points, and I don't like having people behind me, like you said, because I break early. Some people break deep, and I'll just let them go ahead and go around me, so I know they're not going to run into the back of me, So you're
Super valid point.
Yeah.
One of our good racers from the Xfinity League, we all know him, T Clay. Again, I've been racing for him for a long time, but when we're on a road course, another guy that's greased lightning. But every now and then, I'll get that, oh, Puddin', you got me from behind because of that braking point. I like to drive the car in a little bit deeper and get a good momentum. He likes to roll the corner. Everybody's got different points. So if you're following somebody for a lap, learn from them so you know.
right. You can see where their breaking points are, so you can adjust on the fly, so you're not, damaging, like the damage Smitty has right now. Even if there's a caution and they pit, if he has so much damage that he can go from 4th to 10th just because they're going to take, ooh, he's in the wall again. But just because it's going to take so long to fix his cars, him and Wicked Gatekeeper make brutal contact coming out of turn 1 there, and that turned Wicked Gatekeeper all the way around.
Oh man, I'm just hoping that's not caused too much damage on Wicked Gatekeeper's car there, because he's had a clean car for most of this first stage. But RJ Smitty, after having that,
Oh, the leader Rex has a penalty,
Oh, wow.
maybe not, and has a penalty. The
oh
leader just
no.
got a penalty. So now Buck is your new leader here, and Life's a Plant will drop down to 5th, I believe, after that penalty on the mishap through the bus stop there.
he's definitely
Yeah,
going to be
that's
kicking
why-
himself
Keep an
after
eye on
that one.
tonight, guys, is Blakey T. We all know Blakey T loves his Iowa. We all know Blakey T loves his short tracks. But another guy to keep an eye on tonight in that red and gold 88, Blakey T. He is great at a road course. He is one of the best at driving on old tires on a slider. One of the best out there doing it. And he's smooth and consistent. I think he's just biding his time. But Blakey T's one to keep an eye on tonight, guys.
Yeah, because these are slider adjustments. They can't come make any pit stop adjustments. They're just, if they picked a 5, they're going to have to ride out to 5 till they can get into the pits and do whatever adjustments,
Life's Plant takes that corner, that first corner. He rides that outside there. Sorry to interrupt you. He got a little
No, no
bit
problem.
more of that run out there. You don't want to go too far. So RJ Smitty pushing real hard coming up to the S's. He got into that grass a little bit too. We're starting to see the tires fall off a little bit. I see some cars starting to slide around just a little bit. And at a road course, guys, I don't make hardly any adjustments. I make left side tire pressure adjustments, and that's it. So it's going to be interesting to see what these guys do tonight.
That's the same here. That's all I do is I go from 20 to down to 18 on my lefts, and that's my only adjustment myself.
See, I go to 23 on my lefts, 20 on my rights, because most of the corners are left-hander corners, so I want that, but everybody's different. And what we were talking about in pre-race with, right before you jumped in, Reefer, driving styles. Robbie and I were talking about that, driving styles. Everybody's got their own preference, and it's interesting to see how everybody can be different, but fast at the same time. Oh, RJ Smitty gets a little loose coming off that last corner.
I believe either stage 1 is over or we have a caution because Buck come to a stop here at the. I believe Buck had won stage 1 here, unless there was a caution, because they're all at a dead stop now. We're kind of rolling around the track, I'd say.
I believe that'll probably be the end of the first stage there. We'll wait for the standings to come through, and MP Roofer will read them to you when we get them.
Yeah, as soon as they come in here, I will get you guys the standings. We do know that Buck did win stage 1.
They're here.
Okay.
Yeah, I believe that
All
was the end of stage 1 there, because I think that was stage 1. I think is third.
Okay, guys. The winner of stage 1, Buck. In second place, Noko. He's not known as a road course guy, but great job getting second. Trout in third. Mills up to 4th. Life's a Plant moves all the way back to 5th. Smitty all the way back to 6th. Blakey T, he's in 7th. Larson 8th. Wicked Gatekeeper 9th. And Checkmate Taylor in 10th.
We're going to re-rack them and restack them. Here we all know. First turn on restarts, very crucial. Everybody wants to drive in deep, but you got to be careful of those braking points. I like the high-low. I prefer to be on the high side, but you got to take what's given to you and drive it smooth and smart, guys.
And here comes Noko in second place, looking to maybe get another stage 2 win here, because I know Noko's pretty good here at the Glen as well. I've raced him a couple of times. And he's one to look out for as well on walking.
Oh, Smitty around hard. After just getting that car fixed, he is stuck. Oh man, he's having a tough night with a really fast car. I don't know if he chose a 6 or a 7 slider, but it just looks like he's been really loose on corner
the
exit.
9's around coming out of the bus stop. Sorry, my group.
No, go ahead, man. Ooh, 12 and the 42 make some contact.
Yep, make some contact. Wicked Gatekeeper gets into the grass, but they both maintain. They're going to go side by side. This is another sharp turn. There's going to be a lot of give and take. Who's going to give and who's going to take on these sharp turns for passing, guys? Good opportunities to pass in certain areas, and other areas you just got to bide your time.
Yep, there's some spots on this track you don't want to go too wide and even force the issue. Just follow the guy in front of you and just wait for your, like he said, wait till the tri widens up and there's good passing zones.
Noko and Buck here are battling great up front here. Noko actually just took over Buck on turn 1, and Noko is the new leader here.
Watching Mills make a two wide pass coming out of turn 1. It looked like the 88 got a little loose, and so did the 71 coming up to the S. And
Oh,
Mills,
and last the tank
71
goes into
spins.
the
It takes
wall.
11 out of Caddy coming up through the S's, guys. Oh, no. Not
Oh
what
boy.
Caddy wanted to see on that new wheel. But great to see Mills, another broadcaster, great guy. Enjoyed talking with him. And that's going to bring out the Dandelion flag, guys.
And I was watching Noco as he was going through the bus stop, and he really wasn't cutting their grass. He didn't want look like he wasn't taking any chances. But then the caution popped out. I go with like Noco strategies. I don't really like putting my left side tires on that grass just in case. You know, you get caught up. One penalty there, it would kill your whole race if it happens in stage 3 or something like that. So I kind of like his strategy.
And what you just said with stages, unfortunate for Caddy, bad for, he got crossed up, and same thing with RJ Smitty. They can come in, we got a caution, get your car fixed, but patience is going to be key here, just like at Darlington a little bit later. Patience is going to be key. You have stages, you're fast, just regroup, take a deep breath, and get right back with it. Don't focus too hard on the past, focus on the future. Here we go, guys, back to green. Oh, yes. Great racer going into turn 1.
Oh.
Little bit of contact, and there's that number 2 of Mills. Oh, Caddy's on the wall and inside again.
I told him you might want to think about using that controller tonight, but he actually ran his fastest lap ever earlier on the wheel, so he was like, no, I'm going to run the wheel. But I told I would have practiced a little more before I just jumped out on the Glen, but I mean, I can't blame the guy. He was doing really...
You gotta get your feet wet, Rupert. You gotta get your feet wet. That's the best way to do it,
Right.
Unfortunately, there's been times in life where I didn't have practice on a new motorcycle, for example. So I went from a 450 to a 750, and everybody said, no, stay down. I said, nope, I'm going for it. The only way to do it is learn. Dive in head first. Mills up here looking good, guys, up in 3rd place. He's been patient, cautious.
Yeah, Mills is another road course guy that we haven't even mentioned tonight, but he's kept a clean car all night, kind of rode around 4th, 5th, and he's starting to make his way up to the front now.
Him and I had a good battle at Canadian Motorsports Park in a recreational lobby one time, and it was an ultimate compliment coming from a cup driver like Mills. He gave me some kind words, but Mills is, like you said, he's super fast.
Big contact.
Cars on the bicycle.
Yeah.
It's like a D and 88 bicycle, and I don't mean to keep cutting you off, Rupert. Sorry.
No, you're good.
You're seeing
With
the same
4 people
thing.
in the booth, we're going to have a little bit of that tonight. Sorry, guys, at home. I did like the way the broadcast was done last night, but it was really hard to hear. So I hope we're not having that problem tonight. But I like the way they had the lap counter up there. I don't know how they did it, but
Wicked Gatekeeper's got an app. He was explaining it to Pro Ripper and Clay and I afterwards. He's got some app, and he can do this and do that and manipulate this and bring it all out. And I wish I could had the technological ability to do that to help out. That was an awesome help. Wicked Gatekeeper was awesome for doing that. Robbie, I know you're not a big road course guy, but of the road courses, which is your favorite one as we're watching some close racing here at the Glen?
I would say my favourite one is the Canadian Tire, definitely.
You said that 'cause I told you like to hit the jump. Fat, what's one of your favorites?
Oh, the Glen is my favorite by far. I'm actually starting to like the Roval a lot more now that I'm racing it, but the Glen is my number 1. I think the Roval will be my 2nd favorite.
I can't thank you the other day too when I had the opportunity in the hot seat. You gave me some great setups, and you helped me out at the Roval quite a bit. I thank you for that, Fat. Looks like that 71 smacked the wall coming out of there.
Yeah, he tore his whole front end off. He hit the wall in turn 1. He wasn't able to quite turn it sharp enough, and
Blakey T making that pass through the bus stop on the outside. Sorry, Rupert, on the 2, but he pushes Mills in that 2 up high. Mills gets sucked up in the vacuum like we were talking about. Blakey T still holding on right there. Mills said, no, thank you. I'm coming right back at you guys.
71 having a little more trouble. Once you get damaged, that car does not handle quite the same. Even, people think that's just ovals. It's not just ovals. It's road courses as well.
Not a big aero track here, but you're right. You can tear a car up, and that will affect your handling. It's not aero sensitive as much here. It can be on that backstretch, but yeah, that's a awesome, valid point that damage will affect your handling. The handling is more onto here than anything else. Ooh, Mills locks it up, little wheel hop. And just to let everybody know, Alex, if you're listening, you have the invite today. You have the invite. You're more than welcome to jump in if you're out there, Alex.
Yeah,
Blakey T hit that wall there on exit of 1, and that dropped him back 2 places. So we'll see if we
That's a
can make
little
up that 3
uncharacteristic
spots.
mistake from him, Thad.
Yeah, that's I don't know what happened there, but he just made a sharp right-hand turn.
We had an
Oh, and hits
awesome.
the bus stop, and he's
Oh,
wrecking
look
in
at
the bus stop.
oh,
Oh,
big
uh-oh.
wreck. That's gonna bring out
yeah.
a caution, and if it doesn't, I'll be surprised.
Yeah, I hope it does. Bunch to fill back up. So some of these guys, I don't know though.
We're
Sometimes
still green. We are still
yeah,
green. That was no caution. A lot of front end damage to the 88 car, Blakey T. That was
that's a
unfortunate there because he was looking pretty good there until he had one mistake and then 2 mistakes follow
I
right
wouldn't
after
want to
was
be
that.
Wicked
Blakey's.
Gatekeeper just lost it and got stuck up against a barrier. He's gonna have to hit reverse and back out. He's having a tough time tonight. The 71 after starting up front. That's hard to see. His whole front end is crushed in. I would
I wouldn't
imagine
want to be
he'd be
Blakey T's crew chief, guys, because Blakey T has some not more nice words to say, in my opinion, right now. He's a little frustrated probably after that contact.
We see Wicked
Wicked
Gatekeeper in the
Gatekeeper
pits
came on
here.
pit road. Yep.
I don't know if it's unscheduled or all that front end damage made him
That's
have
a
to
good
pit
thing
here. I think.
we haven't brought up, guys. It's easy to take a to go to the pit here and not lose a lap. Unfortunately, some tracks you don't have that advantage. Here you can get in, get your damage bits, get back out before you lose a lap. So that is an advantage here at the Glen.
Most definitely.
Good call on that.
I'd just like to apologise for a little bit of background noise there, guys. Obviously, sometimes it does happen, and we do try our best to avoid it, so we do apologise.
We had a great
Yeah.
lobby last night where there was like a bunch of us. There was quite a few giggity racers. There was 10 of us and 10 other people from a different public or a private racing clan when they wanted to do a 4-race challenge. And man, I couldn't have been more proud to have a good. I couldn't have been more glad to have a lot of giggity racers in there. We did ended up winning that points race, but it was a lot of fun, and that
I
tells
believe
you how
we're
good these. There it is.
just finished stage 2 because Smitty he spun coming to the finish line, but he able to gather back around. But then everybody stopped. I don't know if it's a caution, but I'm thinking it's probably going to be the end of stage 2 because it's only a 45 lap race. These stages, the first 2 stages go by pretty quick. The third stage is usually twice as long.
Yeah, without
So.
any cautions, I expect some green flag pit stops in that last stage, like you said, because it is longer. So let's see how that pans out. But this is an opportunity for everybody to get their cars fixed, guys.
And as soon as I get the results for stage 2, I will read them off.
Once again, Sat Patch, MP Booth, or Robbie Vids putting in the booth tonight. Thanks for having me, guys. Always a pleasure. I love it. Like I said, I enjoy this more than I enjoy watching some of the real Cup racing and watching Giggity throughout the week. It's awesome. You get if you get NASCAR withdrawal, y'all come to watch Giggity all week long. Here we go, guys. Bill's on that outside. Lights the plant. Let's see what happens.
Mills has got he's got a beast of a start, and Lights of Plant, he seemed to have struggled on the start there, maybe missed a
There we
shift
go.
or revved it a little
I
bit
will
high.
give you guys the stage 2
Oh,
finish.
another big wreck. Oh, another one. And another name we've said a lot on Mile and a Half. We didn't get to say quite a lot tonight. We said it once or twice, but there's Noko working his way to the front. A familiar name working his way back to the front, guys. But yeah, there's some hard contact back there after that first turn.
Yeah, Noko actually won the second stage with Buck second, Mills third, RJ Smitty fourth, Trout fifth, Checkmate Taylor in sixth, Blakey G seventh, RKM eighth, K Larson ninth, and K Mac has made his way in the top 10.
And I was curious if we were going to see it tonight with the Giggity Racing Cup guys. We have the group of guys we race with. We've come to affectionately call it the T Clay Special through that bus stop. He says if they don't penalize you, then it's not cheating. And there's a lot of guys hitting that grass right there. You know, like you said, it's starting to turn into a mud turn right there. But they use it to slow down and rotate the corner.
Yep. And I'm one of those guys that I'm on a wheel is a little uncomfortable because if you don't hit it just right, you can either spin out and mess the guys around you up, but it is really fast to get through there. We just had Alex Ned join us here in the booth as well, so he's going to help us here.
Welcome, Alex.
Welcome, Alex Ned. It's an opportunity and an honor, a pleasure to be in the broadcast booth with you after your great talents. We were all talking about how you were the best in the business of doing this, buddy. Looks like we're under caution.
Most definitely. I seen the charges, man, and I feel really bad for you. You're one of the best guys in the Heat community, and I feel really bad for that happening.
Through the party chat, yeah, you should be able to join through the party chat. Everybody.
Yeah, I'm excited to have Alex Dead up here. Obviously, I got some of my good friends in Roof or Fat Pad Chin Robbie did, but Alex Dead, I got a compliment the other night. This is
Pudding, I'm just going to interrupt you. Pudding, I've just got to interrupt you quickly, sorry. I've just been informed that Alex Ned cannot be heard, so if you can make sure your settings are on always allow, please.
Thank you very much, Robbie.
And we'll go through everything that you just said about the two-step verification as well, and you could let us know what happened to you. Also, if we could have maybe MP Roofer or Pudding or Fat Patch look through the comments on the YouTube channel, make sure we bring in the people that are watching and just read out a few comments.
I have actually had the opportunity. The wife let me borrow her computer just for a couple minutes. I've been anybody's been out there commenting.
Big
Want to say hi to Kevin,
big
Kevin Tatterall. That's obviously Kate Tatty said great broadcasting. Nobody can hear Alex. We're working on that one. Alex, we said had Andrew Bolander, Dirty South Racing, which Fat and I and Moofer are part of. Great to see them in here. And Sean and I have been talking about some of the great throw-pack paint schemes we've been seeing tonight, guys.
Guys, unfortunately, I'm unable to join the party, so someone will have to invite me.
Yes, I will back out and I will invite you, Alex. I will
Thank you.
Disconnect myself from here. I'll back out and I will rejoin and send you an invite.
Appreciate that, Fat Patch. Thank you very much. Fat Patch is actually one of our Xfinity drivers, and he seems to be doing pretty well. I think he did a race in developmental, then I think he might have done one in the truck. He does a lot of dirt racing as well, messing around with custom setups. So if you are looking at some custom setups to work with or work from, then just get in touch with Fat Patch Turds. I can't say that with a straight face. I'm really sorry. So that's FATPATCHTURDS. Yeah, get in touch with him and maybe he'll sling you a few custom setups at the dirt racing.
Here we go. We racked them, we stacked them, we're back 2 wide. They just went through turn 1 nice and clean. They're going to do it, guys. They just went 2 wide through the S's. That's the talent we have in Giggity. These guys are super fast. It's impressive to see that. I think I went 3 wide with Fat and P-Clay one time through that thing, and I don't even know how we held on to it. These guys are fast there. Coming into the bus stop, locking them up. 180 mile an hour. Grass flying, guys. Everybody's trying to make a pass. Last stage, they want them points. Like you said, playoffs are coming up. Positions and points and stage points are very valuable right now, guys.
That's it. RKM and Plant are really battling right now as NOCO comes and joins the battle as well. We got a 3-way battle up here at the front, and it could become a 5-way battle really quick because they are coming in a hurry.
You said 5-way. That reminds me of Skyline Chili. If anybody knows what that is, you just said 5-way.
It seems that RJ Smith is having a really rough race. He yet again has damage on his vehicle. He seems to be...
RKM
around on the front stretch.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Hopefully the other drivers can avoid him as they come through the front stretch here.
And because of the weird angles, in some of this on this track, guys, we've actually seen some of NASCAR's worst accidents in real life actually happen here at the Glen because of the speeds that they carry. And as Noco bunts the wall right there, and we're seeing it tonight too. If you spin and you hit one of those weird bumps where there's not a safer barrier or these weird angles, it'll tear your car up pretty quick. Life's a plane. It's looking pretty fast through that bus stop, guys.
Yeah, he seems like he knows.
Noco got pretty loose. Oh, and Noco got a penalty, I believe. I think Noco just got a penalty.
That's the problem with that bus stop. It can kill you sometimes, or it can make you, really fast. But you have to hit it just right.
That's what Life's a Plate wanted to see. He's got open air behind him now. He's got 10 to at least 15 cars behind him. He doesn't have to worry about it. He can focus on what's out front, hit his marks, and hit those turns. That's exactly what he wanted to see, not what everybody else wanted to see back there. We still see 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th battling hard, guys.
The Wicked Gatekeeper, he wrecked here in the back. I'm kind of keeping an eye on the back, but I think a few of these guys might have their throttle sensitivity too high because on these
Oh,
road
trouble!
courses.
There it is. One car, A-Trout. That was the second place car. Hard hit to the inside wall in turn number 1. He was running in the 3rd position in the 37 car. Major front end damage to that Chevrolet.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is Alex Ned.
That is awesome. It is great to be in a booth with Alex as he makes the broadcasting such a
What's
fun
more
place
impressive
to
with
be in.
Alex is Alex can lead a race, be 10 seconds ahead of everybody, look out the rear view mirror, and still announce like that. That's what's awesome about it. As we see, Buck missed the bus stop. He did not get off of the bus there. He completely missed that thing, guys.
Yeah, and
Yeah, I feel for
these
the
mistakes
37 there.
These mistakes here are just helping this 71 car of Life's a Plant get a bigger and bigger lead. And the only car that's semi behind him here, I believe that is
The 88 of Blakey T running in the
Blakey
second position.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
Blakey's
see,
did
How many
good
laps to
to
go,
make
do we
up.
know, guys?
laps are clicking down, so
We are in
these
stage
guys are
3.
pushing even harder. Yep, we're in stage 3, but as these laps click down, like Alex said earlier, these guys are going to push harder. They're going to push faster, and the mistakes will be made when you do that. You have to stay cool. Oh, Mills gives Buck a little bump going into turn 1 and says, hey, I'm going to put this Mustang around your Chevrolet. Here we go. They're going too wide. Mills respectfully gets out of it so he can gain his composure, gain his line. You got to have that smooth line. Oh, Mills hard into there. He hit the apron and the S's, and he smacks the wall. A lot of momentum, a lot of damage lost.
I
was
was going
going
to
to
our
look
leaders real quick. The 71 leading the 88. Something that we saw in the real world Cup Series race here back in August. Chase Elliott, Martin Truex Jr. We saw Truex able to get to the back bumper of the 71 car. He wasn't able to pass him. Is that something that we're going to see with the 88? It looks like he's running down the 71 car. Is it going to be hard to pass the leader?
I think it will be.
I think if Blakey T gets up there and gets within position, I think Blakey T can. I think he'll be able to pass him here. It'll be good to see if he can get up there on the 71 car's bumper. But that is the key here: is can he get to the bumper of that 70? Oh, and the 71 car gets loose and bicycles and hits the wall in turn 1, and that'll help the 88 car here make up a good amount of time on that.
Yeah,
and here he comes through the S's.
Second right there.
Yeah, here comes Blakey T through the S's. Can he capitalize on that 71 car's mistake? The bus stop will tell us all.
And sometimes that's all you need as a driver. I know what it's like to, have someone breathing down your neck, and I'm sure you guys do as well. But sometimes all you need to do is just be in the trouble! Trying to throw the leader. He made a huge mistake. I don't know if that was because of
He got a
maybe a
penalty.
course penalty, but the 71 car comes to a grinding halt in front of the 88, your new leader, who's able to get away unscathed after Life as a Plant. Dramatic slowdown in the bus stop.
Yeah, the 71 plant tried to cut the bus stop a little too much, and it just stopped a dead stop right in front of Blakey. Hopefully, the 88 did not get too much damage out of that, but Plant's going to have his work cut out for him now because, he just
that was the
lost
end. He'll
a lot
need a
of
yellow
time.
flag in order to get caught back up. There's no way he'll be able to make up that amount of time. I'm glad the 88 car, Blakey, sometimes, I was just talking about how you want to be in the rearview mirror, but you also want to leave yourself some space because that could happen. And right as we were on board with that, we saw it live with the 71 car. Just clipped.
That was a
Trying to
dramatic.
too
Along
much
with
too
Blakey
quickly.
T right now. Blakey T is not happy. Like I've said, I would not want to be his crew chief. He is definitely pulling the cold trickle to Harry Hogg right now, yelling and cussing with a lot of front end damage.
Oh, wow.
He's really
Smitty is wrecking in the back here still. Smitty is having major problems getting lapped, I believe, by Blakey T even.
Yeah. No, their teammates
That's
right
something we
there,
don't
but
see
you have
from
to
RJ
wonder, did the 88 know the 24 car was there through the carousel?
Right. This is really, he was what I thought would be one of the favorites. I just don't know if he didn't get his setup in right, or maybe picked a wrong slider. It's hard
just
to
pushing
tell.
too hard to get into spots, maybe even.
Right, getting back on the throttle too hard, and that's what I've noticed is on exit, his car just slinging around on him. So unfortunate for RJ, but the 88 right now, Blakey T, he's loving every minute of it because he has a huge lead right now. Which I'm going through the field. There's not too many cars. Mills actually has a really clean car, but there's a lot of cars with damage.
And do we know how many laps we have to go, guys? I'm sorry, I didn't know if anybody was streaming or watching us live stream from one of these competitors in the race.
Yeah, I don't
I
have a
tried
lap
checking
count, but we only have maybe
RKMs.
like 60.
I'm going to learn how to
would-
do everything that Wicked Gatekeeper did last night. I'd like to learn how he did, so every time I'll pay in their booth, I can put that little box up there with lap counters and stuff to help us out too, because he did a great job with that. I'm gonna have to get out of the Stone Age, guys, and learn how to use a computer and do this stuff.
Yeah, that
Well, I do
program
know
was really cool.
The lap counter is winding down for the 88 car. We just don't know exactly when. I don't believe a pit stop will need to be had by these guys, right?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so. With the cautions they had, sorry to cut you off, Rupert. With the cautions they had, I think they had the opportunity to get in there and get everything needed. So the only thing that can help these guys out is another big old bright yellow flag, guys.
You see the 71 car go a lap down to our leader right there. He decided to go on pit road after that earlier damage. Oh, he raises the wall again, getting up to speed there, but I'm not sure. The 88 car, if he does decide to go and pit, if we are indeed wrong, that he does have to make a green flag pit stop. There's no one around him. He's basically on cruise control, guys. This 88 car, the yellow flag is going to put everybody else with a chance to win. If he doesn't.
The leading, he was super fast. He was pulling away from some of the guys that we thought would be up. That's one circumstance for him, guys.
Seems like Puddin's having a few technical difficulties with his microphone there. I'm not sure if he's moved away from his PlayStation, but Puddin, you're cutting out a little bit there. If you could sort that out for us so we can hear your lovely broadcasting voice again, that'd be brilliant.
Apologize, guys. I went to the kitchen for another cold, refreshing beverage, and if you all know who I am, you know what I'm drinking, guys.
No.
Awful American Keystone.
I'm trying to figure out exactly who is the next competitor that's close by to the 88.
Right, that was the same thing, Alex. I'm trying to figure out who is in second and who has a chance to catch up. But I can't. Ooh, Blakey's hard into the wall right there, which I still think he has a big enough advantage.
I
Oh!
think Mills is in
He's able to
third.
get around him. He'll get his lap back. That's important. Because you can pit
Win,
Win, lose, or
without
draw,
going a
guys.
lap
I'm curious
down.
to hear what win, lose, or draw. I'm curious to hear what Blakey T has.
Too much behind.
Oh, Mills
the
hard
42?
into the ball, spins around.
I
goes
believe
to
it could be
avoid
the
someone.
42.
Mills
Yeah, I
just
believe
has
Wicked
another unfortunate
Gatekeeper
circumstance.
is-
RJ Smitty back up into the wall, guys. A couple of our top name guys we always see up front having some difficulties tonight. Mills and RJ Smitty both coming out of that right-hander in that chicane, smack the wall and get sucked up in that vacuum of that what we were talking about is that wrong apex turn up there.
Yeah, just
Ooh.
that's uncharacteristic of Smitty. Like I said, he's one of them guys. When you race at Sonoma, you're always worried about, Smitty's gonna run away with this, So I figured all the road courses just really good at just having a tough night. It happens.
And in the broadcast last night with the Xfinity race, everybody said Jake's the man to beat at the Roval, and there was some
Oh, Life's a
surprises
Planet hit
last
the
night.
inside wall going to the carousel, and Life's a Planet is around on the exit of the bus stop.
If I was a sponsor of a grass seed company, I would definitely want to sponsor this race, guys, because as much grass as gets thrown up and as much as they've got to fix, guys, come on, what would be better than the Turf Builder 300 here at the Watkins Glen race?
Ooh,
I have to agree with you. It's not
checkmate
only the
gets
bus
into the wall a little.
Yeah, it was easier to tell you the cars that don't have damage. And I actually have not been able to find one.
Right.
So that list is really short.
You're very short.
Maybe K-Mat's got the least
I
amount,
think
I
the
would say.
11 car
Yeah, K-Taddy.
is looking pretty clean.
Yeah, running
right
on a
there.
wheel tonight for the first time.
Once again, guys, we got Puddin, Fat Patch, MP Roofer, Robbie Vitz, and the world-famous Alex Nitt up here in the booth. It's been an honor to be up with all of you guys. I've raced with you all. I know you all, and it's even better to broadcast with people you know. This is awesome racing with awesome broadcasters, guys. Thanks for being friends, man.
Yes, sir, man. Thanks for. I'm glad you joined the Giggity Racing League, and man, I think it's gonna be big things to come from you, not only in the booth but on the track, man. As Smitty and Taddy are back here having their own little battle here.
Going through the bus stop, the number 9 pushes the 8 of Kay Larson hard. Kay Larson went up on that bicycle, got pushed way outside there. There used to be sand, it used to be grass, it's now pavement, but it doesn't matter. He still hit that wall.
Blakey T has a commanding lead, even if that's the a lap call, even if that's a call on a lead lap that's behind him, he's still 5-6 seconds. So as long as Blakey T don't make no bad mistake, he's going to be looking good here.
We have to talk about cars and maybe perhaps the zip code. I say that everybody else is running the 2019 version of this race. He's in 2020. That's how far ahead the 88 car has.
And we all know Blakey T. Blakey T is one of the coolest person, nicest people you can talk to, just like Alex and Thad and Robbie out there. He's one of the greatest people to race with, but at the same time, Blakey T can't get a fat head. And I think that lead, he could be his own worst enemy if he's not cautious right now, guys.
Well, it's hard. Oval tracks, we often talk about, trouble spots turn 1, trouble spots turn 2. Here, you have 7 opportunities to make a mistake. 7 turns that can throw that car out of shape, and you have your chance of going to victory lane gone in an instant. So it's not over yet. The fat lady, she's not singing just yet, but she's getting ready to go on stage.
She might be humming, but she's not singing. That's right, Alex. Checkmate Taylor, another guy we always see run real strong on 1.5 to 2 mile tracks. He's not having himself a good night. We haven't said too much about him, and that's a very rare situation, too, to see Checkmate Taylor back here. Again, the road course, it's that equalizer. Everybody has their strengths and weaknesses. For me, again, my strength is a road course, so I can't wait for him. But, it's very uncharacteristic to see some of these guys. As we watch Blakey T hit that bus stop, come through there, he hits the apex of that right-hander, and he is gone. G-O-N-E, boys and girls.
I don't know if he's looked at it, how big of a lead. Now you can check on your screen how much time you have over second place. If I was him, I wouldn't even be pushing the issue in that bus stop because he has such a big lead. Because if he accidentally gets one penalty in there, that's going to change the whole ball game. So,
yeah, I'd shut the mirror off, I'd shut the indicators off, and just focus.
Exactly.
The only thing left he doesn't have to shut off is his engine at this point.
Well, it's a Chevrolet, boys and girls. That's not going to happen.
We got to be coming
Speaking
down
of Chevrolet,
to...
though, Hendrick Motorsports has won this race 2 years in a row with Chase Elliott, so they do know how to build some fast race cars here at Watkins Glen specifically.
That is
and like
a great
I said
point.
earlier, guys, to Blakey T as a driver, he is so smooth. I mean, when it comes to worn tires, I've watched this boy on 13% tires not skate around. Blakey T is very good at maintaining himself on old worn tires, and he's proven it again tonight. He's not giving up any inch. He is still pushing hard through that bus stop, guys.
And this is a racetrack where you have uneven tire wear and you really abuse the left front. There's no other racetrack on the circuit for the Cup Series where you abuse the left front. And this game is weird because you don't have the option of changing just left front tires. You have to go with all four. So it's important not to abuse that left front.
You just hit that nail on the head. I was going to say that as soon as you said that. This is the one track that I wish I couldn't take just right sides. I could take just left sides. Again, something they have done leaps and bounds with Heat 4 over Heat 3, but still one adjustment in my mind can be made is to take left sides at road courses.
Yes, I agree. Most definitely. I found that out the hard way. One race, I was like, okay, this stop I'm gonna take right sides, and the next stop I'll take left sides. And I got into the pits, and there is no left side option. So I figured that was out there the hard way. But Blakey T, he's still just a commanding lead. I'm watching from all the way behind him bus stop. There's nobody. He's in the bus stop now, and there's nobody even entering that straightaway.
Wicked's just going in now.
He's coming up on lap traffic, though. Let's see if he gives it. Let's see if
Wicked's going in,
respect.
that does tell me that they might have to pit for fuel. So we might have the leader going in for fuel, perhaps. Did I hear that the 42 is going on pit road? Or
Yeah, yep. But let's see how this lap traffic handles. You know, we see a lot of respect there in Giggity. If you're a lap down, these guys do give the leaders respect. But at the same time, you don't want to go a lap down. Every position and every point counts with the championship and the playoffs coming up. So let's see how this pans out for Blakey T and how he handles it, guys.
Yeah, I believe tonight's not our last regular season, but next week is our last regular season before we start the playoffs. So, like you said, everybody's trying to get every point they can get. It's tight battles all the way around. And
we'll cover that lap traffic with no problem, guys. Sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah, no, RKM. I figured RKM's one of the very best about that in the community. As you see, Arlie Smitty, he's
Yep.
still having problems.
I think
Blakey T
RJ
just
pulled over for the leader.
right.
Could be coming to the end here. May have one less lap to actually go around, and this is a very, very large racetrack, 2.45 miles.
Yes, it is.
We took a little broadcast vote earlier, Alex, about who's broadcaster's favorite race road course. What is your favorite road course? You missed it by a little bit there. What's your favorite road course?
I would have to say Watkins Glen. I do like Watkins Glen. The Roval's definitely a quick second. Sonoma, why did we go to that track?
Yeah, I agree with that.
Noco just goes into the
I don't like the new
wall.
setup. I don't like how they changed it, but I would have to say Watkins Glen, then Canadian Motorsport, and then Road America would be
I believe that's the
Guys,
end of the race.
that might have been the
I
end of the
think
race.
that
I
is.
think the checkered flag is out, and Blakey T is your winner here for the Giggity Series Cup at Watkins Glen.
So there it is,
I would
ladies and
call that a
gentlemen.
strike
Blakey T,
in the
he
Go
wins
Bowling
that
for
race
London.
at Watkins Glen, but Noco in the number one there, he actually messed up on the second to last corner and just got a little bit loose and collided with the wall, and I think he lost 1 or 2 spots. He's going to be kicking himself at the end of this race.
As soon
Well,
as
now
I
here
get
we
the
go, boys and
finishing
girls.
order, I will be able to get. It should be popping up here in just a minute. I will give everybody the rundown of the whole finishing order. But
This is what we talked about earlier. They just turned left, they just turned right. Now they have a 10-minute break transition. You have to go from Watkins Glen to Darlington. How are you guys going to handle it? How and what's their mindset going to be? Because there's 2 different tracks, 2 different driving styles there.
sorry to
Well, I can
interrupt
tell
you,
you
but I'll give you all a
from
rundown real quick.
experience.
Blakey won, Noco second, Wicked Gatekeeper all the way back up to third.
Oh.
Buck, he got fourth, Mills fifth, Checkmate, Taylor in sixth, Larson seventh, Taddy all the way up to eighth, K-Back ninth, and RKM 10th. So that's a great job by Taddy having an early trouble to come back. But I'll let you guys go back to comparing, Watkins Glen to Darlington, because that's totally two different tracks there.
Watkins Glen is not easy to pass at, guys, but it does have its passing points. Darlington, though, it's a lot more difficult. So we're going to see how this all pans out. We're going to try to get Blakey T up here in the booth real quick.
I do believe he's here already, and Blakey T, well done.
Thank you. That one was a tough one.
Really, it didn't look like it because he had no one in the rearview mirror.
Well, I got lucky. Looks like my teammate Plant hit something and went straight right. Definitely luck was on my side tonight. I knew how to hit my marks, but seems like some people were definitely faster than what I was, but we were able to pull it off in the end. So
I wouldn't say luck, Blakey T. This is Puddin talking to you. I told you if I got the opportunity to interview, I talked to you last night. I'm not going to do what I said I was going to do to you, but I don't think luck was an issue. I think there was a lot of talent. Even with damage and even with the unfortunate circumstances that came across you, you still were able to not only pull away, but, son, you walked away with a cane in your hand and a monocle on your eye, eating peanuts, saying, I'm the man tonight. How's that feel?
it feels good to actually get wins in back-to-back weeks. So hopefully we can get a sweep. But because Darlington is also one of my strong suits. But yeah, it feels good. I didn't think I was actually going to run away with them because there was a lot of people that were fast, and I'm just so shocked that everything felt perfectly again. I don't know. It's just I'm still speechless about it, honestly.
I don't want to take away from the other broadcasters. I know they got questions for you too, but this is something we've been talking to the broadcast booth. You're going from Watkins Glen to Darlington. We were talking about the mindset and the driving style of the 2 tracks. How are you going to take the new track, and I'll let the other broadcasters have it after this?
Well, I certainly like to be aggressive early because hopefully I can just get a good starting position for qualifying and just try to stay up front. I know it's a tricky track. I know I'm going to probably get a few stripes on my car, but it's going to be worth it because I'm going to try to get RJ another win. We're going to try to get another win and hopefully make it. I don't know if there's ever been a person to sweep both races. I don't think. I'm going to try to be the first person. So.
Well, I love how Puddin
Congratulations
says
again, Blakey.
I love how
Thank
Puddin
you.
says he'll let other broadcasters commentate. or ask questions, but he asked all the good, important questions first. So, only thing I have to say to you tonight, Blakey T, is great win, good driving, and good luck at Darlington.
Hey, thank you, thank you.
I
Sorry,
did have
man.
one
All
question
sorry,
for you,
MP
Blakey.
Roofer, Sayre,
Yes,
sorry,
sir.
Alex. Sorry,
No
Robbie,
problem.
for doing that.
When Plant got that speeding penalty, the 71, I believe, a speeding penalty going through the bus stop, and you were right behind him, it tore up your front a little. I mean, how quick of a thinking was you right there to get out from around him? Because I thought it was going to catch both of you guys, because he just come to a dead stop, and that was a really good job of getting around them. But did it really panic you there?
I was a little panicked. Good thing, because if you lose even focus for a second, that's it. You're either in a crash or you might just lose your focus and hit the wall. But I just seen it happen, and luckily enough, I just was able to make the right move. But I certainly had some aero damage at the end, so my car was tighter than I wanted it to be. But I mean, all night the car felt good. It was just give and take. People were taking, bumping you. It's just typical Watkins, Glen. So, but yeah, I was pretty nervous after that. I figured that was probably it for me, but I pulled away.
Well,
So.
great job on rebounding. And like you said, I hope to see you up front there at Darlington. I would like to see someone pull the double because I personally in season 3 I have not seen anybody pull the double. I've seen it done in Xfinity a few times when Marcus in the Xfinity series went on that 6-win streak in season 2,
Mm-hmm.
but in season 3 I've not seen it done. So I hope you're able to pull it off, buddy.
Yeah, I'm hoping I can get it done, guys. This is kind of nerve-wracking, but we're going to try to pull it through. I appreciate you guys coming to the booth and commentating and doing what you guys do. So I think I'm going to get back to the team, and we're going to kind of discuss our strategy, I suppose. So I appreciate you
Yes,
guys.
sir.
Inviting
Stay
me.
focused, stay
Great luck.
fast, good
Good
sir.
luck there, Blakey. I want to
thank
thank you
y'all.
guys. I have to go to my next league race, so I'm sorry I wasn't able to do the whole full race,
And-
but I've been able
No.
to do. I did truck, Xfinity, and now this is my first cup with Giggity. So I want to thank everybody for allowing me to do that because I do love commentating with y'all.
We'd like to thank you, Alex. Anytime that we
awesome.
can have you in the booth, man, it's more than a pleasure. And good luck in your league race tonight. I hope you go out there and pick you up a W, buddy.
Cool. Thank you guys. Y'all have a good one.
Good
Enjoy
talking
Yes,
to you,
sir.
Alex. I can't wait to race with you again, buddy.
Cool.
Cheers,
See you
mate.
guys.
All right, guys. That was Alex Dead, Fat Patch, MP Roofer, your boy Robbie Vidge over in England, and we even got put in the booth. We're going to take ourselves a latrine break. Grab yourself a cold beverage. Grab yourself a snack because we're not done for the night. We have Darlington coming up next. Until then, thank you guys for having me up here in the booth, guys. I love speaking with you guys. Great booth tonight.
Yeah, I'm
Yes,
actually
sir.
really excited for Darlington because this is actually one of my favorite tracks in all of NASCAR, me personally. It's real tight, real hard to pass, and I tell you what, the exit of turn 4 is a doozy because if you gas it too soon on a loose car, you're going around. So I'm really excited to see how these guys handle their cars on worn tires, and it's going to be a good race. I'm really excited for this one coming up.
I'm a little bit, I might be pushing the button a little ahead of schedule here, boys, but no offense to Robbie, but we got 3 DSR drivers up here in the booth, so if we're dominating the booth, that's just something for you guys out there on the track. Keep an eye out for us.
Yeah, let me tell you now.
Yeah,
The
the only time you
competition
have to
is
keep
good
an eye-
here. The competition is good here at Giggity, and I can tell you what, 3 against 1. I say, bring it on, boys. I am not scared. Not scared
Any
whatsoever.
day of the week, Robbie. Any
Yeah,
day of the
any
week.
day of the week.
It's my teammate, so I can say this. The only time we got to watch out for Puddin is if he's in the track spinning.
Touche. So anyway, guys,
Put Fat Patch, Robbie, MP Rupert signing off till Darlington. We'll see you in 10 minutes.
cheers.